Hi to everyone. So in the last class we had discussed about natural openings in the rocks and about the infiltration. So today's class was about the different zones of aeration, water table and saturations. We are going to discuss about that one, and classification of the groundwater So let's start the topic. Uh, First, zone of aeration. Zone of aeration is nothing but air. Zones which is presented with air. So this zone of aeration generally consists in the upper layers of the soils, in which there are air filled porosity, pores or pockets filled with air rather than water. It means the layer which is presented with the soil and the pores present in the soil is filled with air rather than with water. Rather than means without water, only air is presented. So at this condition, if toxic spills occurs, toxic toxic spills means any toxic liquid is falling in the soil, then the chemicals present in the soil will move vertically through the zone of aeration, and it may penetrate into the zone of saturation or groundwater. So this zone of aeration is also known as unsaturated zone. This zone of aeration is known as unsaturated zone. For example, if you consider this as earth surface, in the below the earth surface, the layer which is provided up to a particular depth consisting of the soil which is having the pores filled with air, then after that layer another layer is provided which is nothing but saturated layer, in which the soil contains the pores with water. Like this, the layers below the earth surface will be consisting of. Likewise, the zone of aeration is the upper layer of the earth surface. Upper layer means just below the earth surface. It is known as zone of aeration. So this zone of aeration is also known as unsaturated zone. So the main source of the water in this zone is rainfall, nothing but precipitation. The main source of the water in this zone is only rainfall, which percolated through the layer of soil, by using process of infiltration. We had already discussed the topic infiltration. Infiltration is nothing but water particles penetrate to the soil surface through the pores of the soil below the earth surface is known as infiltration. So the main source of water in this zone of aeration is nothing but the rainfall which is coming from the atmosphere, and after coming from the atmosphere, falling on the earth surface, the water particles percolates through the layer of the soil through the process of infiltration. So in some cases, water from the water table is also rises into the aeration zone, through the action of capillarity. So capillary action, we had all you all heard about the capillary action in the junior study level itself. Capillary action is nothing but the flow of water in vertical direction through upwards. The process of water particle through downwards is known as infiltration, whereas through upwards it is termed as capillary action or capillarity. So the water that occurs in the zone of aeration is termed as Vadose water. So the water that occurs in the zone of aeration is known as Vadose water. So the water in the zone of aeration is occurred in two ways, either from the rainfall through the process of infiltration, or from the groundwater or from water table through the action of capillarity. So again, this zone of aeration is divided into three zones, three separate zones. So first one, soil water zone, intermediate or vadose zone, and capillary zone. So if you watch this figure, the zone of aeration consists of interstices occupied partially by water and partially by air. It is not filled totally with water, but partially with water and partially by air. So the three zones are divided as shown in the figure. This is the first zone, which is soil water zone. First zone, which is soil water zone, and second zone is termed as vadose zone. Vadose zone, and the third one is termed as capillary zone. This light blue color is termed as capillary zone, which is provided with water, which is presented with the water table. So up to this layer, it is unsaturated zone. We call it as unsaturated zone because in this maximum air will be presented than water. Maximum air will be presented than water. So this is nothing but zone of aeration. So this is nothing but the zone of aeration. Whereas coming next one, zone of saturation. Whereas coming to next one, zone of saturation. So zone of saturation is nothing but the ground immediately below the water table. The ground immediately below water table. So if you watch this figure, so this line indicates the water table. Up to this water table, the top portion is nothing but zone of aeration, and the bottom portion up to a particular depth is termed as saturated zone. Why it is called as the saturated zone means, so it is the ground immediately below the water table. Immediately below the water table. So immediately below the water table also soil will be presented. So the soil, which is consists of pores and fractures of soil or rocks also, sometimes rocks also will be presented. The pores and fractures in soils and rocks are saturated with water. This blue portion, everything is nothing but soil and rocks, which is provided with water in its pores and fractures. So this layer is termed as zone of saturation. So this zone of saturation is less corrosive than unsaturated zone above the water table. So this first zone is more corrosive than the second zone. This first zone is more corrosive than the second zone. So if you see this figure, the soils and rocks present in the zone of aeration have pores which are partially filled with water and air. So whereas the zone of saturation, in this zone of saturation, the rocks and the soil whose pores are saturated with water only. So in this layer, the pores and fractures are filled with water only. Whereas the first layer is provided with partly filled with water and partly filled with air. So this zone of saturation lies just below the water table, while the zone of aeration lies above the water table. So if this is the water table, if this yellow portion is the water table, just below the yellow portion is termed as zone of saturation, and above the yellow portion, nothing but water table, is termed as zone of aeration. So this is nothing but zone of saturation. So whereas coming to the next topic, zone of water table. So zone of water table. So zone of water table is nothing but water table is presented in between zone of aeration and zone of saturation. The three can be explained in the one figure itself. So the water table is the upper surface of the zone of saturation. So if you watch this figure, if you watch these two figures, here this is the water table. This layer is termed as the water table, and this water table is upper surface of this portion. This portion is nothing but zone of saturation. So upper layer of the zone of saturation, and where the pores and fractures of the ground are saturated with water. Here in this one, the pores and fractures of ground are saturated with water. So the water table is the surface where water pressure head is equal to atmospheric pressure. Water pressure head is equal to atmospheric pressure. So the water table in this context is also known as groundwater table because it is present below the earth surface. So water table is also known as groundwater table. So this groundwater is found in two zones. This groundwater is found in two zones. One is nothing but the unsaturated zone. The unsaturated zone, which is above the water table and immediately just below the land surface, contains the pores. It contains the soil with pores and fractures with partial water and partial air. That is the first zone in which groundwater is found, and the saturated zone here, second one, and the saturated zone in which the soil in which all the pores and the rock fractures are filled with water only. So which underlies or which just below the unsaturated zone. So the top of the saturated zone is called water table. Top of the saturated zone is known as water table. So this water table, this yellow water table is there. This water table will be fluctuates both in seasons from year to year. So in summer season and winter season, the water table will be fluctuate. The water table will fluctuate. Due to summer season, the water table will goes down, and in winter season the water table will rises up due to precipitation. Nothing but due to precipitation. So some effects, water table fluctuates is affected by climatic variations and also by amount of precipitation, amount of rainfall. Based upon that amount of rainfall, not only by amount of rainfall, the water used for vegetation purpose also. Vegetation purpose means agriculture. So for that agriculture, amount of water is taken out. Excessive amounts of water are taken out in the form of wells and pumpings. Due to that also, water table fluctuates will be affected. Water table fluctuations will be affected. So if you see this figure, this one, if you see this figure, this is the figure which shows all the three zones together. So first, up to from the zone from here to here is nothing but a zone of aeration, and from here to here it is termed as zone of water table. Nothing but here, from here to bottom. So now from here to bottom it is termed as zone of saturation. So the first portion is known as zone of aeration and second portion is known as zone of saturation, whereas the middle portion is termed as zone of water table. So this indicates zone of water table and this indicates zone of saturation, in which all pores are filled with water, and this is termed as zone of aeration, in which pores filled with water or air. So these are the three different types of zones present in the earth surface, below the earth surface. So the next topic is nothing but classifications of groundwater. So the classifications of groundwater is applicable for all types of the groundwater available below the earth surface. So this classification applies for all groundwaters which is available below the earth surface, and the different classifications are mainly of following types, nothing but here. It is divided into four categories, nothing but class 1, class 2, class 3 and class 4. How these are classified, just we discuss about that one. So class 1, so class 1 type of groundwater is suitable for public water supply and is uniformly excellent. It is suitable for public water supply and is uniformly excellent. The water is not exposed to activities. The water is not exposed to activities that makes risk to its current or potential use. That make risk with current or potential use for public water supply. So for this example is nothing but zone of saturation. It is not exposed to the atmosphere. So due to in presence of the atmosphere, different organic matters and organic germs, everything will be presented. So for that it won't be exposed directly from the ground itself. If you use the water, then that water will comes under class 1 classification of the groundwater. And class 2 classification of the groundwater is same as class 1 classification of the groundwater. The only difference is nothing but this water is exposed to atmosphere. This water is exposed to atmosphere. This class 2 is same as class 1, whereas the class 1 is not exposed to atmosphere, while the class 2 groundwater is exposed to atmosphere, which poses a risk for its current or potential use. So whereas coming to class 3, this class 3 groundwater is suitable as source of water for individual domestic water supply. It is used as the source of water for individual domestic water supply. So domestic water supply are of different types, nothing but irrigation, agricultural use, industrial use and commercial use. So class 3 groundwater is nothing but it acts as a source of water for individual domestic water supply. Individual domestic water supply, it may be irrigation fields or agricultural fields. It may be for irrigation or agricultural use, or for industrial use or for commercial use. Industrial use means for industries and commercial use means household purposes. Commercially we are going to use. This comes under class 3 classification. Whereas the class 4 classification of groundwater is not suitable as a source. It is not suitable as a source for potable water. It is not used for potable water supply for public. So this type of water, groundwater, is only suitable for some agricultural, industrial and commercial use only. So class 3 classification of water is used for domestic water supply, and whereas for class 4 water is not used for domestic water supply units but only suitable for agricultural, industrial and commercial use. So these are the different classification of groundwater, which is divided into 4 classes. And again the groundwater is again classified which is based on objectives of some classes. Nothing but fresh, saline, moderately saline and very saline fresh water, slightly saline water, moderately saline water and very saline water for brine. So these are mainly divided into 2 types, level 1 and level 2. So this level 1 groundwater is the water which is responsive as fresh, slightly saline and moderately saline classes. As it is based on current or potential use, based upon the current and potential use, it is used as human drinking water supply. So level 1 water, this level 1 water is used as human drinking water supply, which is provided in fresh, slightly saline water and moderately saline water. So this is nothing but level 1. Whereas the level 2 whereas the level 2 water supply is very saline water to brine, very saline water to brine class. It should be based on indirect exposure. It should be based on indirect exposure. In other words, we can say that other than drinking water, for all commercial, industrial and agricultural use, level 2 water will comes into existence. Level 2 type of groundwater will be suitable, which is very saline to brine, which is very saline to brine water. So these are the different classifications of the water which we are having below the earth surface. So I hope you all had understood the topic well. So in the next class we will discuss about different types of aquifers and aquitars, aquicludes and aquifers, and effects due to lowering of the water table conditions. So with this I'll conclude the video and the class for today's topic. So thank you so much.